Serious. Solicitors, lawyers, what's the worst case of? You should have mentioned this sooner. You've experienced. Deleted. Spent several hours zealously arguing that my client was severely disabled and couldn't work due to a back injury. It was so bad that the poor dude couldn't even sit in a chair throughout the entire proceedings. Rest my case. Opposing counsel calls in a DEC representative who proceeds to produce record after record of my client's deer hunting activities. He sat in a tree. In freezing weather. For many hours. Shot and killed multiple deer. And transported their carcasses out of the woods all on his own. SMH. Special ed case. School district was supposed to be providing services to the child in the home. Clients told us the school district had never sent anyone to provide the services. They hadn't heard from anyone in the district about scheduling, etc. Brought this up during a pre-hearing conference with judge and opposing counsel. After the conference, opposing counsel sends me pages of affidavits and documentation of all the times the school district employees went to the house and were refused entry by my clients for various reasons. Or clients just didn't answer the door when they were clearly home. Clients had no explanation about why they lied to me. They fired us shortly after and I was not sad. Attention. Serious. Tag notice. 1. Jokes, puns, and off-topic comments are not permitted in any comment. Parent or child. 2. Parent comments that aren't from the target group will be removed, along with their child replies. 3. Report comments that violate these rules. Posts that have few relevant answers within the first hour. And posts that are not appropriate for the serious tag will be removed. Consider doing an AMA request instead. Thanks for your cooperation and enjoy the discussion. I am a bot. And this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit if you have any questions or concerns. In-house attorney here, but I interned for a judge at our Court of Common Pleas during law school. There was a case of a guy that asked two early 20 girls a ride from the mall to a gas station. He told them he would pay them cash for the trip. During that trip, he sat in the back seat and had advised that he had a pellet gun that closely resembled a handgun. He said he had only pulled it out to show the girls but never did anything further. That had been his testimony during all the proceedings. He willingly takes the stand and the prosecutor is questioning him about the gun and how he handled it. This dude willingly admits that he held it to the passenger's temple, threatening to shoot her with what she believed to be a real gun. He also corrected the prosecutor during questioning, telling him that he never stated it wasn't a real handgun. That jury verdict came about as fast as one could. I had a client charged with shooting and paralyzing victim. He was ID'd by a woman in the house that knew him. But the witness was potentially biased. Client says he wants to fight the case. We then discuss whether it should proceed. Time waived. Or time not waived. The difference is how quickly the case is set for trial. Time not waived means the trial is set within 60 days. Time waived means the trial can start in more than 60 days. The importance was that my client told me he was not at the scene. I stressed the importance of being honest and that everything is confidential. He again said he was not at the scene. I told him we could get cell phone records to confirm that his phone was not at the scene of the crime at the time of the shooting. And if we could show that it was active, meaning he was using it, it could help cement his alibi. I also said, but if you were at the scene, we should set this time not waived so the DA can't get your cell phone records. Client says to set it time waived and get the records. So, several months and a lot of work later, the cell phone records literally show him at the fucking crime scene at the time of the shooting. It also leads to more evidence more directly linking him to the shooting. The records also managed to implicate his friend as being involved. It tuned the case from being borderline to a slam dunk for the DA. It's even more ridiculous than this, but it's kinda off topic. Edit. Okay. Some more of the ridiculousness. I share the details of the cell phone data with client. He has no reaction. And offers no explanation for his prior statement that he wasn't at the scene. I explain that the DA does not yet have this information. So we should try and accept a deal now before the DA finds out, because he will most likely revoke the current offer when he does. Client insists on a jury trial. I explain that it's client's call whether we go to trial or not. I'm here to offer advice. And he's free to reject that advice. But I think it's a really bad idea because the DA will get the info before trial. When he does, the offer is going to skyrocket. Client continues to insist on a trial. My final words are, that's your call. But commit to your decision. If you reject the current offer, then try and plea later. The offer is going to go through the roof. If you want to plea, do it now. You guessed it. The jury is literally walking into the courtroom and I hear this. PSHHHHH. Pissed. I look over and ask him what's up. He says, I know you said not to do this. But I want a deal. He pled. Because of his shenanigans, his offer increased by roughly 300%. He would be out of prison if he took his original offer. And I think he has well over a decade to go currently. There's actually more, but I don't think I can share it because it's so unique that it would make it easy to identify the case. Edit number 2. Wow, thanks for the award. My first. Deleted. My client was badly hurt in a car accident and promised me he was never hurt in one before. He was actually hurt in 44 prior accidents, all of which he filed claims for, which is how I found out when the mediator showed me the defense's ISO report. The fucking look on my client's face. LMAO. Removed. Client comes to me with his new wife, complaining that he's been sued by his ex-wife for failing to pay a $5,000 judgment to the ex as part of the divorce decree. Judge orders us to mediation. During mediation, ex-wife won't budge that she wants the full $5,000. Client claims he doesn't have the ability to pay it. New wife, in an effort to get her loving husband free from the clutches of his evil ex, offers to give up her large diamond wedding ring to the evil ex. Ex can keep it, sell it, whatever. But client had previously told new wife it was worth more than $5,000. So it should be enough. Ex-wife agrees to accept new wife's ring. Subject to an appraisal. Maybe you can see where this is going. Get a call 2 weeks later from opposing counsel. Deal is off. Why? I ask. Turns out the ring was a CZ. Worth about $95. When client met with me and I showed him the appraisal, he said, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I stared at him slack-jawed and said, you knew? Oh yeah. But what was I supposed to do? Tell my wife I got her a fake ring? How about telling her, no my love, I gave you that ring. And it is a symbol of my love for you. And that horrible bitch will get it over my dead body. I'll find another way to pay her. Single quote. I said. He looked at me and says, yeah, that would probably have worked. A person involved in a motorcycle accident, who sustained legitimate but not serious injuries. CCTV showed the incident. They were very much not at fault. They decided this was their big payday. Claimed they could barely walk. Had PTSD. Serious back trouble. Would never work again, the whole 9 yards. They neglected to tell their lawyer they had been I. Working a manual labor job. E. Riding motorcycles again. E. Did a bungee jump. All of which we caught on video. They documented via social media. They did not get the multi-million-pound settlement payment they expected and were pursued for fraud. It was a fun phone call after we sent the tape full of evidence. Special education case. Mother and school were fighting about services. We got new assessments that backed up the mother's claims. Local school didn't have the right services. So we arranged a transfer to a larger school not too far away. Good public transit route. Some extracurriculars kid was excited about. She goes to enroll him in school. Says they have a problem with paperwork. Thinking the transfer info just didn't get there yet. I take a copy and head down there. No. They want to enroll him because 1. Not his legal name. 2. She is not his legal mom. Turns out, she was the BFF of a mother who was pregnant and about to be incarcerated for drug trafficking. BFF says, can you take my baby while I'm in jail? I'll get him as soon as I'm out. She and husband say sure. They sign a piece of notebook paper. 12 years later. SMH. You have to think. How did they manage to navigate school and medical stuff for 12 years with no legal custody paperwork? They'd just been using an assumed last name of the pseudo-adoptive couple in. Like me. No one had asked. Was only that the school had moved to an online system that checked SSH against other databases that it was caught. Anyway. Bio mom and dad were still alive and still in a lot of trouble. They consented to the couple that raised him adopting. Kid missed a week of school while I convinced them that he fit under a homeless youth school stability statute. Edit. Yes. It was the couple that had raised him those 12 years that adopted him.